Live from the 04 Tough Studio, Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti, it's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network and wherever you're on the free Odyssey app. Good Friday morning. It's a feel-good football Friday. Had the Jets and Patriots last night. I mean, I don't know what the Jets are trying to do the rest of this season. I really don't. But I do think that winning is a better thing than losing. Yes, I do believe that. That when you're trying to build a program and you're trying to make this thing different than it has been, and Aaron Glenn's trying to put his own stamp on this thing, winning is more important than losing with the draft pick, especially we got so many draft picks that the Jets have the next 2 weeks. So where am I going with this? I'm going that Justin Fields cannot be the starting quarterback if Tyrod Taylor is healthy the rest of the year. He had a nice little drive to start off the game. They go up 7-0. You're thinking maybe we got something positive here. The guy is just lost. I mean, I've seen too many times. He 3 times, we said yesterday, he had under 50 yards passing in a football game, or 55, whatever it was. You know, last night it's like 116, whatever it is. They've got no shot offensively the rest of the year if he's the starting quarterback. So if you want to win some games, get some momentum into next year, you got to make the switch there. It's a weird year. It's a throwaway year at this point, but it's not for Aaron Glenn and building a culture. And if you're trying to win some games, you can't be the quarterback. We're talking about the Giants, obviously, today with the Packers and Kafka and Jameis Winston and all that good stuff. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, G. I don't know what people expected. I mean, this is what I kind of expected was going to happen last night, and it happened. I mean, the Jets have a great first opening drive. Justin Fields is doing the athletic thing, running all over the place. They ask Aaron Glenn after the game, are you going to run Justin Fields more? Shouldn't you be running him more? Now, meanwhile, Giant fans are saying, don't run Jackson Dart. I mean, it's like, well, I don't know what alternate universe I'm living in. That you want to win football games, you got to put your players in the best situation possible to help you score points. And that 72-yard drive was just exactly that. He ran a little bit, and he used his athleticism, and Tanner Engstrom had a great opening game plan, and then after that it falls apart. And it's not just Justin. I told you when they signed him that he's not the long-term answer. He's in short bursts. He's a good player, but the more you see, the less you're going to like, and that's kind of where we are right now with the Jets. But I don't know what realistically people thought was going to happen last night.
Nobody expected the Jets to go out there and win.
But it also shows you, and again, I think most Jet fans around here and most commentators and people like us were saying, the biggest difference is you got Mike Vrabel as a head coach, you got Josh McDaniels as an offensive coordinator, and they got their guy Drake May. And Drake May is having an MVP-type season. I mean, he is off the charts good. They got it right when they made the pick last year. They recognized that whatever he was in last year was a mess, and they had to clean that up, and they had to bring Josh McDaniels back. There was no pass rush from the Jets whatsoever, but how calm he was, how he sets his feet, how he reads the defense, how he throws the ball over the top. This is what a professional quarterback looks like. There's no panic. There's no, it's like all the balls are accurately thrown. There's no underthrown balls. There's no balls thrown behind wide open guys. And this has been Justin Fields' problem since he got into the NFL with the Bears. I mean, it's just he's a very inaccurate passer for whatever reason. And he doesn't look the part when you watch Drake May. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, right, of course. And we all understood. We all understood that Justin Fields wasn't going to be the long-term answer from the second that they signed him. But it's just really what my perspective is you've got all these games left. You traded away a couple guys. You have to play the string out. So while you're playing the string out, what are you going to try to do? If you're going to try to win some of these games or be in these games, and this game was, if you look at the scoreboard, it was relatively close. It was a 7-point game in the fourth quarter, but it just didn't feel like that because the Patriots, even when they're down 7-0, they felt like they were in command the entire game. It's just that he doesn't give you a chance at this point. It's like enough, and I don't know if he's going to go back and forth with the silly thing. That's all you want is you just want to go into a football game if you're trying to build morale or set a foundation of this new world that Aaron Glenn wants to have. You want to have a chance. And he doesn't give you a chance. But obviously, no. I mean, this is no shocker. The Patriots won. The Patriots covered. They're the better team. They are way ahead in their rebuild. They already felt like they've rebuilt. So none of it's a shock. And I don't know if the Jets will win another game the rest of the year. I just want them, if they're trying to, which I know that they are, to give themselves an opportunity to win. And Tyrod Taylor does that just a little bit better than Justin Fields does if he's on the field.
Yeah, if he's on the field. I understand that. And, you're dealing with a real this is a hardcore now rebuild and transition. I mean, it is. It's 100%. It's obvious, especially after the trade deadline and the trading of the players and the acquiring of the assets. So now, everybody's like, oh, it's the defense's fault too. Well, they lost two of their best players. I mean, what do you want? I mean, when you take those guys off the field and you're playing against a top-end offense like the Patriots are and a balanced offense like the Patriots are, you're going to run into exactly what they ran into last night. I'm not shocked by any of this. I mean, am I disappointed that they lost? No, I'm not. I mean, it is what this thing is turning out to be. Like, we knew what this was going to be. So now we're living through it. And I guess you're right, to the point where if you really want to win, you got to put somebody out there that has at least a chance to throw the ball down the field. Now, hopefully they get Garrett Wilson back in the next couple of weeks. Who knows? That's going to be a big part of it.
He's on IR now.
Oh, he is on IR?
Yeah,
I didn't
put him on
realize
IR.
That. Oh, they did. All right. So now you got a Donnie Mitchell dropping balls all over the place. So that's the other thing that doesn't help. I mean, this is it's a brutal, brutal time for the guys over there in the building. It's a brutal time for the coach. It's a brutal time for the fans. And this is what an ugly rebuild looks like. This is it. This is what you're right in the middle of. So now it's, you want to win, but you also, if you want your quarterback, if you think there's a Drake May, you remember when Drake May was coming out? I forget who tried to trade up to get him, and the Patriots wouldn't trade.
Well, it was the Giants.
Yeah, it was the Giants. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And so so Drake May, in the eyes, just to put it in a local flavor, is kind of like Matthew Schaefer. Like, they knew he was going to be good. The question is, could they put him in a situation where he could be good or become great? And he's in the midst of becoming great right now. And it's not shocking given the amount of money that the New England Patriots paid in free agency this past offseason to prop up Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels and to get this thing going in the right way. And they spent the money the right way. They're building the team the right way. And they could be the odds-on favorite to now make it to the Super Bowl again, which is amazing to me. I mean, after 2, 4, and 13 seasons back-to-back, they are now the best team in the NFL record-wise.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you mentioned, there's things that don't surprise you in the NFL, and one of those things is when you got the great quarterback and great coach combination, things generally work out for you, and you're at the top of your division and you're winning games. And the conversation about the Jets isn't specifically about last night. It's just not. Like, that's not the conversation.
It's about the future.
The conversation is, what are you trying to do the rest of this year? And I do think it's important because I understand there's going to be a lot of guys gone and a lot of new guys in, and it's going to be Muji and Glenn's guys, and there's going to be some roster turnover. There's also going to be guys that are here and remain here that are on this team. And we have seen this group of the Jets that have been here for several years, all they know is losing. I mean, Quinnen Williams told you, the losing, and everybody knew I was frustrated in the losing, and he requested trades. So what you want to see is just a little bit of momentum going forward at the end of this year. You talked about, many times the Detroit Lions and them turning the page and all that stuff with Dan Campbell. When they won that first game, after they were 0-11, they won a couple games after that. Now they come out and they had a rough start the next year, but then they got some momentum after that. At some point, if you're going to turn the corner, you're going to have to win some games, feel good about yourself. And they won 2 in a row, but what I'm worried about now with the Jets is, are they going to win another one?
Well, they got to pay. They get this is their schedule. The remaining schedule is Lamar Jackson, Michael Penix, Tua Tagovailoa, Trevor Lawrence, Tyler Shuck down in New Orleans, Drake May again, and then Josh Allen. So, I mean, I don't know about Tyler Shuck, but the point being is that they're playing players that have shown at the quarterback position that they're significantly better than your group. And by the way, your group has given up 18 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions. I've never seen anything like this.
Well, because there's never been anything like this. That's why I haven't seen it. It's never happened.
I mean, the fact that they can't generate one turnover, you can't get one fumble, you can't get one interception. I mean, that is another big, ginormous problem that they have. Their defense is not making any plays. I mean, They may make a stop on third or fourth down, and that's a big deal for them, and they're busting their ass, and they're trying to make tackles, but they aren't forcing any turnovers. I mean, there was little to no pressure. Did Drake May hit the ground last night?
Jermaine Johnson got him
He got him once. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, maybe I missed that. Maybe I was sleeping.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that was it. I mean, listen, you're not wrong. There's stress-free for most of the night.
So it's edge rushers, it's quarterback, it's all the things that most franchises would love to have. And, this is one of the reasons why Howie Roseman trades for Jalen Phillips from the Miami Dolphins, because you got to have a guy over there that's going to make the quarterback uncomfortable from the other team. And right now, the Jets defense is not doing it. Listen, they could do it to Dylan Gabriel, but I told you, he threw 2 touchdown passes against them. Yeah. So you can imagine these other quarterbacks going to be salivating playing against this Jet defense. And, they were exposed against the Bengals. They got tore up against the Bengals. And the Bengals, in the opposite fashion, got exposed by the Jets, a horrendous offense.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you how bad the Bengal defense is.
Yeah, I mean.
So I'm just, at this point, I don't want to just start dumping on people because I expected it.
Well, the time for that is over. And that's why my point is that there's going to be some decisions here that are made when you're trying to just be competitive the rest of the year. That's important. This is, the whole thing, like, as much as I've made fun of Aaron Glenn and his cliches and all this, big ships turn slow and stacking the Legos and all this stuff. Like, if you really want to believe in that, then play competitive football the rest of the year and squeak out a win or two. And the first thing you have to start with is getting Justin Fields off the field. That's it. Now, that's just it. I'm not sitting here and dumping on him or dumping on Muji at this point or Aaron Glenn. It's all over. We already talked about this 10 million times.
Yes.
The point is now, here we are in the middle of November. You've already decided to make some big trades that we agree with. So, when you show up on, whatever, it's after a Thursday night, I guess they'll be back in there on Monday.
Most likely Monday, yes.
When you show up on Monday, what are we trying to do here? What are we trying to do the rest of the season? And that is put the best possible product out there to feel good about this organization going into next year, and that does not include Justin Fields.
So I've been through this exact thing with a first-year coach. Yeah. And his name was Richie Kotite, and it was 1995. Same thing. I got hurt in the middle of the season. I think I missed four games and came back somewhere towards the back end of the season, maybe with about 4 or 5 games left. I can't, somewhere around there. And I remember what I was doing. You can ask Wayne Corbett this; he'll tell you. Okay. I would go into the wide receiver room, the running back room, and the tight ends wherever they had them. They were roaming the room. They were roaming the building because there was no tight end coach, so they were roaming all over the place. And I would just say to them, guys, write down what your goals are for the next game and what are your total goals for the rest of the season. And this is what I want each individual to do, because I want you to be the best player you can be. I want to be the best player I can be, and I want to make sure that we give it our maximum effort and we don't take anything for granted. That was my message. And they came back, and to their credit, they came back with all these different things that they wanted to do. The Richie Andersons of the world, the Adrian Morels of the world, the Charles Wilsons and Wayne Corbett, of course, and Johnny Mitchell. I mean, all those guys came back with goals, and I would try to help them, and I would try to help myself meet those goals. But I wanted to make sure everybody was locked in and we were all still pushing forward and not taking this game for granted, because at any moment when we step out on the field, like Glenn Foley found out, you could actually have your career derailed by a major injury.
Yeah, I mean, this is where, and obviously Richie Kotite, after that year, things got worse for him. And if Aaron Glenn doesn't want to have the same fate, I mean, he's got, and I think he knows this, and I've been highly critical of him, and I don't know if he's the right guy or not, but he's going to coach these last number of games like they matter, like they have a chance to make the playoffs, and hopefully that resonates with these guys, because they don't have a chance to make the playoffs, but that's the way you got to have. That's the mentality you have to have.
Yeah.
So this thing doesn't just completely go to the ground and be another tire fire, and then going into next year with no momentum at all.
I would say that Aaron Glenn has that fire. He has the fire in his belly that he wants to compete. He wants to win. He knows that he was on the sideline last night. He knows, you could see it. I could see it. I think he's trying to put on a very good face during the game. Every now and then you see he can get frustrated pretty easily. But, he knows that he's undermanned. He knows that he's going through this, and this is going to be the hardest part of all of it, is trying to rebuild it. And, we may not like the sparring with the media for no reason. There may be a reason behind it for him, but for the Jet player right now, I'm sure morale is really low, and it's going to be up to him to try to get it, because there's really no leader on this team now.
Yeah.
There's, Membu's a rookie. He's not going to be a leader. Fashanu is probably a pretty quiet guy. He's not going to be a leader. There's nobody on defense that's going to be a leader. Quincy Williams has been benched, and your highest paid players are playing poorly or are sitting on the bench, and Garrett Wilson's now on IR. You have literally no leader on that team. And not that I see anyway.
Well, I think that the one guy, if he would be if Tyrod played again, the veteran presence of him, he'd be the only one. But he's a transient football player. He's not someone who's here under contract for a long time, who can be.
He can't be Jackson Dart.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, so it's up to the coaching staff. It's up to those guys. And really, there's different levels of importance of players on this roster. There's guys that are not going to be here next year, and there's guys that are still foundational players that you need to keep inspired, because this losing, as you have told me, when you're on these rosters, it just piles up. It's horrible showing up to work.
Yeah.
And you need to somehow, if you can, the rest of this year, while you're losing games, which is a tough task, is somehow get that mentality out of them and keep these guys focused that things can turn, like the Jermaine Johnsons and the Will McDonalds. Those guys in particular.
Those are the guys that, along with Fashanu and Membo, are going to be,
right.
I would like to think, are going to be your foundational players moving forward.
Like Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji and the coaching staff's got to get these guys, these foundational pieces that are going to be here to stay buying in the rest of the year and create a competitive atmosphere the rest of the way, because if they just completely fall apart and quit the rest of the season, it's just not going to be good.
I like last night, I didn't see a team that quit.
No.
I just saw a team that wasn't as good as the other team that they were playing, and the other team is so well coached and so well put together.
Yeah.
And it's
so frustrating for a Jets fan.
Of
It's the
course it
Patriots
is. I know it
again.
is.
The Patriots again.
Yes.
Here they are,
And they found their guy, man, and that kid is real. I was listening to Steph Diggs last night after the game, and he was like, man, this kid has got control of the huddle. And Steph Diggs, and I could just imagine this, where the wide receiver goes, sometimes I line up at the right place. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I go somewhere, so he's got to put me in the right place. And I could just imagine. And the fact that a second-year player is doing that, it's kind of like the impact that Jackson Dart has had on the Giants. Like, you could see that this is clearly this young man's team, and he's going to be the next big quarterback with the next big contract. He'll break the record, I believe, for the next contract, because that's how good he's playing. That's how good he is. He has, I think it's 8 or maybe 9 now, 200-yard passing games in a row. Could even be more than that. And there's only 2 other guys that have done that, what he's in the midst of doing right now. And I think it's Brady and Favre. And both of those years, they won the MVP in the NFL. I'll check that again. I just want to make sure.
All right. See. We will get that, and you'll take a look, and we'll get Jerry Recco in here in just a little bit on this Feel Good Football Friday. Just getting started on the Fan and CBS Sports Network.